Welcome to this mini course where you will learn how to bring one of the most iconic modernist buildings to life, the Farnsworth House by Mies van der Rohe. Whether you are a beginner or already know your way around 3ds Max and V-Ray, this course will walk you through the entire process from clean 3D modeling to adding trees and grass with chaos scatter, setting up the perfect camera and lighting, creating realistic V-Ray materials, and fine-tuning your render settings for that final cinematic shot. And to take it even further, we'll add the finishing touches with some powerful post-production techniques in Photoshop. By the end of this course, you won't just know how to use the tools, you will know how to tell a story through your renders. So let's get started. So first, we need to start by importing the plans of the house. So this is usually the interface of 3ds Max. So just click on this window and then click Alt W. And then you need to go to the files, import, and then import. By the way, you will find a link in description for this file where you can download it. So click OK. And change the unit centimeters because we will work on centimeters. Leave everything as it is and then click OK. And then we'll get the files. Now what we need to do is that you will find that all the layers are separated. We need to select each elevation or each plan and make it as a group. So go ahead and do it. All right, that's it. And for me, I would like to change the color to all the groups into a gray color, something like this. Click OK. That's because if you select an object, it will appear that this object is selected. But if we leave them all white as they were, so we won't know which object or which plan is selected. Okay. And then let's just go here, enable option and right click on it. And let's just change the snapping angle into 45 degrees. Then you need to go back to the elevation. Click rotation and rotate it 90 degrees. Just like that. And rotate this one also. Okay. Now select this one like that. Go to move. Turn on the snapping. And by the way, make sure that the snapping, you snap through vertices and midpoints. And from the option, make sure that enable axis constraints and enable shape angle constraints are both checked. Okay. Now I'm going to bring it to the same level of the floor. Okay. So select it, make sure to lock selection, and make sure the Z axis is selected. Go to this point and bring it like this. Let's just make it closer. Let's just jump into here. And by the way, to switch from the perspective view to the orthogonal view, just click U on the keyboard. And let's just turn off the grid so it won't bother us by just clicking on G. Okay, now let's just let's turn on the snapping again and then grab the plan from here, from this corner of the column, and we will bring it like this. And why we are doing this step is because later on we need to know the heights of the columns, of the windows, of the ceilings, etc., and of course of the stairs. So I'm not going to do all the facades or to bring all the facades from all the sides. What I'm going to do is just the front and the left side facade. Okay, make sure to unlock selection. Go to the other one on the left side, rotate it 90 degrees like that. Lock selection, move it up from this. It snaps automatically. Okay. Maybe let's just bring it back a little bit. And again, let's just lock the selection, pick the corner. Oops, turn on the snapping. Pick it from the corner of the column and then bring it here. Okay. Perfect. Just bring it to give us more space for work. And then let's just select all the plans and elevations except of these ones. Right click and then freeze them. Freeze selection. What this is going to do is that it won't allow us to select any of the freezed objects, so we can work like with more freedom. So first of all, let's just start by modeling this platform. Go to rectangle, pick the rectangle, and then start from this corner to this one. By the way, we are modeling this lower platform. Go to the modifiers, and to give it the thickness, just look for shell modifier. Since we don't know these heights, you just need to like bring it from the front view, just bring it here, and then let's just change the outer amount to something like 50, maybe 40. Yeah, it's perfect. Let's do the same thing with the upper one. Go to rectangle, go to the top view, G again to get rid of the grid. And yeah, let's just start from this corner and I will show you how to fix it. From here to here, let's just add a shell modifier. Again, bring it up using the snapping tool like this. Perfect. And one more thing is that we need maybe to add an edit poly modifier, then select the points, select all the points like that. And then from the front view again, bring it to its right position. Perfect. And by the way, I want to show you one thing. You don't need to look for each modifier every time. You can bring this list like I did here. So you just need, for example, let's delete the shell modifier of this one so I can show you. Right click and delete it. So I want to shell this rectangle for 40 centimeters. You just need to click on the shell and then you adjust the amount. And to bring this list, you just need to go here and then click show button. Okay. And then you can click configure modifier sets. You can choose the total number of the buttons. For me, let's 12 or whatever. And then all you need to do is that you drag and drop the modifier's name in top of the box. Extrude, normals, whatever. Let's just go with the FF2, something like that. And then click OK. Okay, let's get back to this one. So we don't need to model the upper one. All we need to do is just select the lower one, lock selection, and then pick it from this point, hold on the Shift key and drag another copy. Make sure it's a copy and then click OK. And from here, we need to adjust the height of the floor or the ceiling, sorry. So just, you can choose to do it with vertices like this, or you can select the polygon, select the upper polygon, and then get back to the front view again and snap it to this point. Let's model the columns. And from here, you can see that we have two types of columns, the short one and the long ones. So let's start with this one. So there is so many ways to do it, but I'm going to give you the easiest one. So just pick the line and start drawing. Make sure to close the spline. Click yes. Right click to exit the line drawing, and then add a shell modifier. From the front view, click Z to bring it in front of you. And then let's adjust the outer amount to something like 80 or maybe 70. 70 is good. Don't worry about the plans. They are not so accurate, as you can see. And then from the top view, lock selection and drag an instance. Adjust the numbers to 2. And yeah, let's just adjust it like this. Perfect. And then select this one. From the top view again, drag an instance like this. Oops, let's just bring it like that. And now let's just drag a copy this time, because we are going to adjust its height, because this one is different than the others. So just go back to the front view again, Tab Z, and let's make the height something like 400. 460 maybe? No. 480 centimeters. Yeah, that's good. Go back to the top view and drag the other copies or instances. And for those who don't know what an instance is and what is the difference between a copy and an instance, a copy is if you change, for example, as you can see here, when we drag a copy and we changed the height of the column, the height of this one didn't change. But in the other hand, an instance, if we change, for example, the height of this one, sorry, let's just make it manually 100. You can see that the height of all the instances changes at the same time. Okay, so this is the difference between a copy and an instance. Let's just bring it to 70 again, and then we continue dragging instances manually like this. Instance, okay. So how do I know that this one is an instance and the other is copy? You can just go to modifier panel and you will find that the writing is bold. Okay, so if we drag a copy, you can see that this one, because it's not an instance, the writing is not bold, but this one, you can see, snapping the difference. Let's just delete it. Okay, this one is also copy, so I will just delete it and drag an instance from here. Now let's just select 4 of them, and from the top view again, let's just lock selection and bring instances. Exactly like this, and snap the point and move it. Okay, we've got all the columns so far. Now let's just move and add some details. Now it's time to work on the windows. So select the front elevation, right click and isolate selection. We'll go to the front view. Let's freeze it so we can work easily. Freeze selection. And then go to the rectangle tool. Make sure the start new shape is unchecked, so all the shapes will be attached together, and start drawing the windows like this. Now we got our shape. Right click and convert it into editable poly. Now we need to create another segment in the middle of both of these windows. So go to edges, select them like this, and then right click and click connect. You can see, click OK. Now go to polygon, select all the polygons, and then right click and click inset. Increase the amount to something like 2 centimeters and change it to by polygon. As you can see, we have 2 layers of the frame. Click OK. Now click detach to detach it and add a shell modifier. Let's just make it 3 centimeters for both the inner and outer amount. And then we need to go back to the first shape. From the front view again, select all the polygons and inset it with a value of, let's just say 3 centimeters this time. Click OK. And again, we need to detach it like this. And let's just add a shell modifier with 2 centimeters for both the inner and outer amount. And of course, we need to give the glass a thickness, so shell it with 0.5 centimeters in and out. Perfect. Now just change the color of the frames to something like darker gray, so we can just spot, or we know that this is the frame and the other one is the glass. And let's just give it light blue for the glass, something like this. Perfect. Once done, select all of them and make a group. And isolate object. Then from the top view, move the new created glass to its place and just make sure to press F3 to change it to the full wireframe and bring it to the side like this. From the top view again, just lock the selection and drag an instance for the other side. Perfect. Now let's just do the same thing with the left elevation. So just select it, isolate selection, go to the left view and freeze it, freeze selection. Pick the rectangle again and start drawing. Uncheck the start new shape. Perfect. Just convert it to the editable poly. Select all the polygons and let's just inset them with, or sorry, not all the polygons. Let's just click Alt and deselect these two. 2 centimeters. Select these two ones and inset them with value of 5 centimeters. Click OK. And then we need to select these two also and detach them. Add a shell modifier with 3 centimeters for both inner and outer mount. And then we go back to the first shape. Again, select these two and inset them with a value of 3 centimeters, as we did with the first one. And then we select these two and we detach them. And of course, we need to apply shell modifier, this time with 2 centimeters for both the inner and outer mount. Sorry. Yeah. And we don't forget to add a shell modifier for the glass to give it a thickness. Changing the color. Grouping them. And isolate. And from the top view, let's just move it like this. Again, just press F3 to change to the wireframe. Just lock the selection. To change to the wireframe, you can press F3 or you can just select it from here, wireframe override. Okay. Let's go to the right side, elevation, and model it. Again, pick the rectangle. Draw a big one this time. Right click, convert it to editable poly. Pick the edges, select the upper and lower one and connect them. This one, make sure it's 2. Okay. Then with this selection, don't exit the connect modifier. Press the plus button and then reduce it to 1 and then click OK. Bring it to the middle like this, to the middle edge. And then select the lower one also and connect them again. Now we go to the polygon, right click, inset them with a value of 2 centimeters by polygon, click OK, detach, and repeat the operation. Shell. Now let's just group them so we can move them easily. And then let's just bring them here. Rotate them 90 degrees on both sides and move them on the Z-axis while snapping. So you always need to lock selection to make the operation easy. And then from the top view, wireframe, and yeah. And we are done with the windows. Now let's work on this corniche at the top of the building. To do so, just go to the front view, pick the line tool, and by the way, make sure to hold on the left key and change it to 2.5. And then you start drawing like this. Let's just move it closer to the building. And then we need to draw a rectangle from the top. Oh, sorry. Let's just bring it back to the 3. Snap in. Draw the rectangle. Then go to the modifiers list and look for sweep modifier. Pick use custom section. And then click on pick and pick the shape that we already drawn before. Okay. And what this is going to do, it's going to repeat the shape across all our line like this. And of course, from here, you can change the pivot of the shape, interior, exterior, top and bottom, etc. But for me, I will just keep it exactly as it is. One more thing I will do for this shape is that you can see here that the surfaces, they don't look flat. And to avoid this problem, you can see this gradient will make us or cause us some troubles in the render. So to get rid of this black surfaces, you can just go and add a smooth modifier and keep the parameters exactly as the default. Okay, perfect. Now let's just go and create the stairs. So as you can see, the stairs, they are not as detailed as in the reality, but we are going to stick to the plans just for learning purposes. So let's just go ahead and hide everything. Hide selection. And then we'll draw 2 shapes. The first shape is going to be for the stairs. And the second shape is going to be for the structure of the stairs. So super easy. Just grab the rectangle. Make sure to uncheck the start new shape and start drawing. Like that. And before adding shell modifier, just pick another line and start drawing the structure. Oh, I think I already attached the shape, which is something wrong, but don't worry. You can just simply detach them by going to the spline, then selections, spline, and then select all the stairs like this and detach them. Now from the top view, just bring the shape to the beginning of the stairs and let's just add a shell modifier. Oh, sorry, the opposite. Let's just make it 300. And if you don't know the exact value, just add an edit poly modifier, select the vertices, and then bring them to the end. And of course, we need to extend this part to where the stairs begin. Perfect. Now we need to extrude also the structure. And unfortunately, from the front view, it's not appearing. So let's just shell them, add an edit poly, and then select the vertices like this, and then bring them to the end. And of course, from an aesthetic point of view, we won't leave them like this. So I will move them 50 centimeters from both sides. So just keep the vertices selected and type minus 50 centimeters. And for the other side, type 50 centimeters. Press enter. Yeah, perfect. Exactly like this. Now let's unhide all of them. And we can see we have the stairs. Maybe I need to move these points like this, where the stairs begin. Perfect. Now all I need to do is I will go and model the other stairs the exact same way that we created the first ones. Now I'm going to show you how you can add more details to the scene by creating the floor and inside walls. And so let's just start with the floor. So select the platform, then add an edit poly. Select the upper polygon, and then from the top view, right click, choose inset, and increase it a bit. Make it something like 10. Click OK, and then click detach. Select the detached surface, then go to the modifiers list and choose floor generator. So this is an exterior plugin. I'm going to show you how you can install it right now. So floor generator, it will create the floor for us. So let's adjust the dimensions. So first of all, let's make the mini offset 0. 80. Okay, so start from here. Perfect. And let's just make this something like 40. Okay, perfect. And then from here, I'd like to make the grout length 0.2, which is the void in between. And then let's make this one also 0.1. And perfect. To get and install this plugin, you just need to Google floor generator from 3ds Max, and then you need to choose the first one, this one from CG source. You click on it, and then all you need to do is to create an account or sign up if you already have an account. So you have the free version, you can have this one, the one that we used in the tutorial. But if you are willing to pay for the paid version, you can have all these patterns in your options. So you click download. You need to unzip the downloaded file, and then select the floor generator plugin compatible with your 3ds Max. In my case, it's the floor generator 2024. Copy it, and then go to your 3ds Max, right click, open file location, look for plugins. Yes, this one. And then you need to paste it here. Okay, now let's add the other one. Let's create the other floor. So select the shape, go to polygon, again, Inset it with 10 centimeters, detach it, and then this time you don't need to go over all the process again. You just need to come here, copy, and paste the modifier, and you will be done. You can press F4 to see the lines. One more thing I would like to do to add more details to the scene is that I will go to the windows here. I will go to the frames of the windows, and I will add a chamfer modifier. And this is going to round a bit the edges of the frame, which will give more realism, because in real life there is no such perfect angle. And again, you just need to copy it, and this time paste it as an instanced modifier. And of course, from the options here, make sure the smooth chamfers only is chosen to keep the other surfaces flat. So, group, close, and isolate, and then you need to go and paste it for all the other frames. Last but not least, let's hide it, and then I will need to create the inner walls, because as you can see, it's completely transparent house, so all the walls from the inside is going to appear in the render, even partially. So in order for us to achieve as much realism as needed, we need to model everything. So pick the rectangle and uncheck the start new shape and start drawing the walls. Yeah, something like that is going to be enough. Of course, you can be free and model the cabinet which appear in the cutscene here. You can model it and you would achieve better realism. But for now, I don't want to make this tutorial long, so I will just stop here. Sorry, and isolate or unhide all. Bring it like this to the top, add shell modifier. Type something like 250. Yeah, it's good. Or if you are a perfectionist like me, you can just go and measure it, measure the height of the inner walls from here. Now it is time to start working on the environment. Go to shapes, pick the plan, and just draw a big plan like this. From the settings, increase the segments to 100 by 100. And in order for us to make it imperfect, as in reality, we just need to add a noise modifier. Sorry. We just need to apply a small effect. So go to the Z-axis and type something like 20 centimeters. The effect is not noticeable until you go to the front or left view, and let's just increase the scale to something like 500, or maybe let's 1000 centimeters. This is the effect I'm trying to achieve, sorry. Again, from the parameters, let's just reduce maybe the size of the plan to something like 8,000, sorry, by 8,000. Sorry again. And that's because later we will add more trees and more grass, and the larger the surface, the more objects we'll have, and this will slow our render. So again, the scale is sweet, perfect. Okay, now it's time to add the grass, and we are going to do that with the chaos scatter. And by the way, you'll find all these models attached to the link in description. the trees and another tree. To find the chaos scatter group, you need to go here and then chaos scatter, or you can just come here to the toolbar, right click, and then you need to check the chaos scatter toolbar, and we have this 3 buttons here. So you can just click here or here. So draw the chaos icon, and then for the grass we need to use a different method. So just draw a rectangle of 100 by 100 centimeters, and then go back to the chaos scatter again, and then from the parameters pick the disturb on target objects, the rectangle, and then the instances objects, go ahead and pick the 3 grass models. Okay, and here we'll find that we already scattered the grass in our rectangle, but this one, it seems a lot, and later when we are going to repeat it here, it will cause maybe a crash on the render because of the huge number of instances. So let's work on it and optimize it. So from here, we need to work per surface, per square meter. So go ahead and check per square meter. And then here, you just need to type 100 centimeter exactly as the dimensions of our square. And by the way, this means that we have 1000 model by 100 or 1 square meter. Okay, so just go ahead and change it to something like maybe 10. And let's just go to display, and let's change it to point cloud so we can have a better view. I think 10 is a good number for now, but we can change it later. Now we need to repeat this pattern on all our area, and to do so, just go to this object parameters, and then click the plus button and add our plane. Here you can see that we scattered the grass on all the plane, but you may ask question that we have too many objects shown up on the viewport, and that's because we are limiting here the maximum instances that appears in our viewport, and that's because we need to keep our 3D model as clean as possible. Just to check, you can just increase the maximum instances to something like 10,000, and you will see that it appears. So don't worry about it, just bring it back to 1000 instances. Let's just turn it off for now for the plane, so we can work easily on the trees or adding the trees. So as you can see in the reference image, we have like this clean area where we don't have the trees, and there is the trees that surround the building. So that's why we are not going to scatter the trees in all our plane or all the ground. So we need to exclude some part around the building. And to do so, let's before scattering, let's just go ahead and draw some random line like this around the building. Close the spline. And one more thing we'd like to do is I will select all the vertices, make them smooth. And of course, I have the freedom to adjust their shapes. Just keep it like this. Now go ahead and add a new chaos scatter for the trees. This time, pick the same plane and pick the three different trees like that. Well, again, go ahead, change the display to point cloud so you can have a better vision. And then to exclude the spline that we just draw, you need to go to areas, and here you will find that spline includes and spline excludes. We need to pick the spline that we just draw here, so we exclude the trees to be in that area. So pick the plus button and find our spline and pick it, and here it is. And of course, we need to adjust the number of instances that we have, because right now we are having 1003, which is a huge number. I will just keep it something like 60. No, 60 is not good. 100. No. 100 is also not good. It's just 500. Yes, 500 is good. So now I need to add this low grounded type of tree here around the spline, so I can cover the horizon line later. It won't appear in the render. And to do so, it's so easy. Again, pick the spline, and let's just make a copy of it by pressing Ctrl V. Make a copy, isolate selection, so you can see what we are doing. So go to selections, pick the edges, and then let's just outline it by 300 centimeters, or sorry, minus 300 centimeters to the outside. Again, and isolate. Let's add a new scatter. Pick the line that we just have and pick the low type of tree. Again, make it point cloud, or let's just change the number to 100. Even 100 is still a big number. Just 60. Yes, 60 is perfect. And for the display, go ahead again and change it to point cloud. Yeah, perfect. So I need to check for this one because I think the number is huge. Just bring it to boxes. Yeah, that's too much. Let's just change the count to 100. Or maybe 200. Yes, that's good. That's good. And of course, we need to turn on the grass here. And to make more variations on the trees that surround the building, you can just come here, and in the transformation, let's just reduce a bit or add more variation on the scale of the trees, which gives us more realistic view. So let's go ahead and make 80% to 120%. Let's just type this 70. Yes. All right, if you enjoyed this first lesson and you are ready to take your skills to the next level, the fall mini course is waiting for you at zkacademy.net. There you will find all the remaining tutorials for lighting, V-Ray materials, final render settings, and even post-production tips in Photoshop. The best part is you will complete a full project and walk away with a beautiful render of the Farnsworth house, all in just over an hour. So click the link in the description to start learning now, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.